It may be very chilly for Floridians right now, but that isn't stopping the Gainesville community.
Experts are recommending to take a break, read a book, get a breath of fresh air, and do the things you love outside of this global pandemic.
Orders up, and it's for a good cause.
Donald Trump has won Florida's Republican presidential primary, and with Florida and Illinois delegates, he is the official Republican candidate for the 2020 presidential election.
First, they started with ground ignitions like you can see behind me, and then a helicopter went up, dropping 4 of these little balls per acre, which will then spark on the ground, creating the prescribed burn. Today's the first day of the Southeastern Youth Fair, and kids are going to be showing animals like Vivid right here that they've been working on all year. Hurricane Dorian is on its way to Florida's East Coast, and Flagler Beach residents are getting ready. As you can see behind me, the wind has really picked up, bringing these waves closer to the coast. And you don't want one of these pulling up behind you to write you a ticket, all because you were on your phone in a construction zone. The way it works is you just put the mask over your face and put the straps over your head. And the plot thickens. Not only did deputies find a marijuana operation being run in this house, but by the time they got there, the marijuana was gone. Today is school day at the Hogtown Medieval Fair.
Justice! Peace! Justice! Peace!
We need to think about the lives that are being lost, the reason these lives are being lost.
Thousands of people across north central Florida marched in solidarity today through the streets of Gainesville.
I think the time is now for George Floyd's life to matter.
We are here to peacefully support George Floyd's family and let everyone know that we just need to come together. We are not here to denounce the police. We actually want to create a sense of unity between us and them.
They had a clear message that Black lives matter.
Black lives matter because Black lives are just as important as any other walk of life on the face of the earth. And we need more than just the people that were here today to see that.
In the past few weeks, raise your hand if you felt fear.
They're killing us every day, and I know that that's not PC to say, but we're not living.
And for today at least, it didn't matter who you were or where you were from. People made their voices heard together.
Once you realize like the person next to you is like feeling the same things you're feeling, like it's definitely just a huge sense of community and like hopefully we're doing something.
You know, I have an 8 and a 10-year-old child, and on the way over here today, we were talking about what we were coming into Gainesville to do and what it meant. And I was telling them that if we had been alive in the 60s, we would have walked with MLK. We would have been a part of that. So we were going to be a part of this today.
Nicole Rogers, TV 20 News.
But time will heal.
A man and woman lost their father in a fire right here in Gilchrist County Thursday night. But going through the ashes found paperwork that led them to finding a half-brother they never knew they had.
That's where they found him, in that chair.
A fire took Edmund Morgan II's home to the ground Thursday, destroying just about everything he owned.
There was nothing left. I mean, pots, pans, everything was destroyed. I pulled an American flag and a Bible and that old metal can.
And a shotgun.
Yeah, it's your dad. I got a new shotgun. You gotta see it. It's a beauty.
Morgan found out his father was dead that night.
And he'd done 2 tours in Vietnam, and always told me he did one for me and one for him. If anybody ever gave me a hard time, you know, he did a tour for me. I just want to remember him for what he did for our country and stuff like that.
Sometimes you can find something small. In this case, they were able to find something that had just been protected by a simple metal box.
A rusty metal box with documents saying Morgan and his sister had a half-brother they never knew about. So they put it on Facebook.
There's a lot of things to be said about social media, most of it bad, but this was one of those good things.
And they found him all the way in Ohio.
Looking at him and seeing my dad's eyes, you know, I've seen his pictures, hearing his voice, that's really, it's like I'm talking to my dad almost, you know.
Jim Campbell was adopted, And by the time he was 3 months old, the father who raised him was already in his life. Now he has a wife and son.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. You know, I've always been the older brother, and I've had 3 younger sisters. Never had a younger brother.
His parents both passed away, but he says he's okay with the unanswered questions and just grateful to meet his new siblings.
You know, half of who I am that I don't know about. It's like my health history, you know, so it's, you know, when people ask, it's like, well, I don't know. And so now I'm starting to know.
It would be nice to have a family again.
But they all say their father will be missed. But they're focusing on the silver lining, that they have a whole new family to meet one day. Reporting in Gilchrist County, Nicole Rogers, TV 20 News.
In the midst of a global pandemic, it is important to spread a little positivity here and there. So here are a few of your stories of acts of kindness here in North Central Florida.
Happy birthday to you. Police officers on their day off, they have family, they have kids, but they stopped everything to come out to see their Gabby. Oh my God. And they had posters saying happy birthday, and then one of them put their gear on from head to toe and their mask on. Gabby kept on wanting to go out there to give them a hug, and they were like, no, not yet. So he put his full protective gear on and gave her a hug, and they all sang happy birthday, and it was really, really special.
I seen the post on Facebook, I got shared in it, got tagged in it, and it inspired me. And I shared it and figured if I could get 4 or 5 trucks to come drive by the little boy's house, it'd be something he remembered the rest of his life.
We expected about maybe 15 or 20 trucks. It ended up being over 200. It was overwhelming. It was amazing. We love our town, how the community come together for this little boy.
A lot of times we don't recognize the work that they put in and the hard work that they put in and the dangers that they put themselves in every day. So, you know, it took a second out of our day to come out and say thank you. They're staring in the face every day, you know, and that's something that we appreciate, and you know, we'd rather give our flowers while we can, you know.
I was just at work like normal, and I got a call to come outside, and honestly, when I walked out, I just saw all these cars lined up with balloons, and everybody was honking horns, and the first thing I saw was my name on one of the cars, and I think that's when I realized it was my kids. I think I'm still in shock. I just broke down crying immediately just because I've missed them so much, and just, they're my family, so it was just really great to see them.
Thank you, North Central Florida, for being a community we can all be thankful for. Reporting in Gainesville, Nicole Rogers, TV 20 News.